the following using GCF. Let's look at part B here. So first, you're going to look at the numbers out in front. TJ, what number is the GCF of 18 and 27? Okay, 3. We could go there. And then how about your X, TJ? X to the so the least one is X to the first for your GCF, and then Y to the first. So once you get to this point, you want to cross out anywhere you can. So we cross out the X's, we could cross out the Y's there. So now we're just looking at the values themselves. So 18 divided by 3 gives you 6. If you had 3 Y's on top, 1 below, that's going to give you 2 Y squared. 27 divided by 3 is going to give you 9. And then 4 X's on top, 1 below is going to give you 3. Now, if we look at the numbers here, 6 and 9, can those be factored any further? Good. Haley, what can it be factored by? Yeah, it can be factored by, oh, I forgot to take it out front. Oh my goodness. See what happens when you don't do this for a while? So that 3xy is what you're factoring out. When you factor out, you have to use parentheses to distribute it back in. So good thought. Thanks for reminding me, Haley. Great job. You missed the morning announcements, but you didn't miss that, I'll tell you that. So now we can divide by 3. Again, when you do this step, what do we do with that 3 on the bottom? We divide by. Jason? If we had to take the GCF a second time, what do we do with that 3 there? So we would get 1xy. If we're already dividing, the opposite would be multiplying. Go. So 3 times 3 gives you, yeah, so you get 9xy. And then what, Jason, what's 6 divided by 3? You get 2y squared plus 3y. Yeah. So here's our final answer here. So, yeah, if you want to take 3 right away, that's fine. What was the GCF in this case? Was a 9. So why don't you take a second and work on part A together? Not together, alone.
So you're finding the GCF. So look at the numbers first. Do 2 and 5 have anything in common? If you say no, then look at the letters. N to the 7th, N to the 5th. Can you take anything out of both of them? And whenever you take out, that number always goes in front, or that variable goes in front.
Don't forget that step. Yeah. Anya, what's the GCF here?
Two.
Does 2 go into 5?
No, wait, 1.
Okay, so 1, because you can't have a number there. So how about the variable? And so what?
N to the 5th.
Yeah. Now you cross out where you can. You bring that GCF, and if you want to put a 1 there on you certainly can. Okay, what if you have end of the seventh on top and you take away 5 ends, what are you left with? Yeah, so you get 2 ends squared. And then at the end of the fifth, cancel out what's left. Shout it out if you know it. Five. Yeah. Good. It's been a while since we did this. So it seems like we just need a little bit of review here. Should do part C together, you think?
Mhm.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at part C. We want to find the GCF. So we're looking at the numbers. What are the factors of 30 and 72? And furthermore, what is the greatest factor?
Try to find the biggest one. So think about the numbers that divide into 30. And try to think which one of those numbers is the biggest relative to 72. Biggest number.
The big ones.
Use that calculator to help.
So what did you guys come up with? Josh at home? What do you think the GCF of 30 and 72 is?
Would it be 6?
Got it. Good, 6. So now let's look at our X values. Josh, what's your GCF with the X's?
X squared,
Good, how about your Y's?
y to the third,
Good, and lastly, your Z's?
z to the fourth.
So once you have those, you can rewrite it. 6x squared, y cubed, z to the fourth. Use parentheses, and now we can look at cross out. The x squareds cross out, the y's cross out, the z to the fourth cross out. $30 divided by 6, TJ gives you. And that's all that's left in that first term. The second term, you get negative 72 divided by 6. That's going to give you a negative 12. And then you see, what are the variables going to be? X to the third over x squared gives you x to the first. Haley, what do you get for your y's? And then z. Got it. And you could either write the ones if you want, or if you want to leave them without them, that's fine as well. Questions? I will use the AC method. Let's look at A real quick. What is your A times C here, Nikai? What's your AC? Good. So what is your values? And tell me positive or negative. Yeah. Negative 14. So what are the factors of 14? Yell them out as you know. Good. What else? Good. Now, we look at this. This is negative here. Negative, does that mean that the signs are going to be the same, either be both being positive, both being negative, or different, one positive, one negative? Different. Good. So we know that one has to be a positive, one has to be a negative. So we want to find which one of these has a difference of -5. So would it be 1 minus 14, 14 minus 1, 2 minus 7, or 7 minus 2? Yeah. So positive 2 minus 7 is going to give you that negative 5. That's it. So we're going to take this, we're going to go over to part C. What do we have to do here before we could start factoring? We have to, remember that property we learned, zero product property? What do we have to do? Zero, right? So that means we got to get this over here. So how do you get rid of a negative 10? Obviously, minus 10 is. You add 10 here. You add 10 to the other side. What do you get when you add 10? Okay, so give me the whole thing. Yeah, and that equals 0 is important. So Jason, what's my AC value here? Yeah. Jason, what are the factors of 15? What else? Good. Jason, are these factors going to be, since it's a negative, are they going to be the same or are they going to be different? The sign. Yeah. So one's going to be a positive. One's going to be a negative. Okay. So which are factors that fit this? You want them to add to the negative 2. Yeah. So 3 is positive and 5 is negative, right? 3 minus 5 gives you negative 2. Good. What's the last step? What do we do with each of those factors? Yeah, we set them equal to 0. And that's it.
Worksheet is separated into 3 sections. Your quiz will be separated into 3 sections. The first section are problems on the greatest common factor, which will be the first 3 problems that Mr. King just went over. The second section will be the AC method. You're just factoring your answer of 2 sets, like a set of 2 sets of parentheses. And then the last group of problems will be the problems that you solve. If equal
Good. For that part B, I just factored for you. What's the solution there? Which one of those factors adds up to give you 13? They're both going to be positive because 36 is positive, and then you add to a 13, which is positive. Which one of these sets of factors add to 13? Jason? Yeah.
See the difference between factoring and solving. Solving is an extra step.
And those are the ones way down the bottom.
That's the last problem. So there's only 4 that you have to solve. And this is the very last problem. I know there are a lot of problems. going on. You have 20 minutes in class today. And then we'll go over probably like maybe 1 or 2 from each section tomorrow.
Mhm.
And then you'll have some time in class tomorrow as well. Right now, use this time that you're given to get a good bit of these done. You want to start with the greatest common factor group, you can. You say, hey, I'd rather do the AC group, you can start on those. Again, your quiz is going to be similar to these problems. And will be divided into 3 separate sections, so they will not be mixed together.